Is it working? I'm not sure. Oh, man. It would help if I went ahead and did this. All right, so we've got some folks in chat. We've only got 11 people here. I kind of figured it was going to be a light night, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Dragon Lover showed in. Hey, Manny Fernandez, welcome back. Glad to see you got your laptop fixed. There we go. I think things are working. Hey, William from New Fenris is in the house. So I'm going to have to go back through and see exactly who all we've got in here. Oh, man, it's been one of those days. So we've got Dragon Lover 68. We got Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central. We got Ian from the Lehigh Subdivision. Manny Fernandez. William from New Fenris. Nisi is in the house. Roy Eltham is here. Santa Fe Bob. John number 2 from the Schuylkill River Valley. Steve Childers and Train Fan 120. And I saw Lynn McCurdy just popped in too. David's Hobbies and Things is here. Welcome aboard, folks. Hey, Almar. So, as you can see, off to my... No, the other way. Off to my left. You're right. Whatever. That's the live streams. Good evening, folks. It's Memorial Day weekend here in the wonderful United States, and it's freaking freezing. Oh, man, I tell you. So, I actually had something somewhat planned for the night, but unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, that person couldn't be here. So, I'm going to be flying solo, and we've got 17 people watching. Who else popped in while I was sitting here yapping away? And okay, so we don't have anybody that I missed so far. Oh, I'm not whining, Steve, but it would be nice if it felt more like Memorial Day instead of Veterans Day. Oh, man. Hey, John 2618 just showed in. Ron Moen, yes, I did see that. I'm going to be having a, I'm going to get to that, Nisi. I'm going to be doing some shout out videos, or a shout out video here probably this coming week. So Ron Moen, he's a new sub. I appreciate you being in here, sir. But it is, why did it do that? That's what I wanted it to do. Thank you very much. Hey, Heath is in the house. Now I can blame him. The problem is I can't hear myself, and I'm not sure if that's a bad thing. We'll see if this works any better. Maybe. We'll see. Hey, Wicked Insanity is in the house. So we're going to go ahead and give it a few more minutes. Hey, Digger Evans, welcome aboard, sir. Randall Ellison, welcome in. All right, now we're picking up some steam here. So anyway, as I was alluding to, I did have something kind of planned for the night, and unfortunately, the person that I was hoping that was going to be able to be in here with me this evening, unfortunately, had a scheduling conflict and couldn't be here. So I've got a backup plan. We'll see how that goes. Frank Steeler Fan 820 is in the house. Dwight Curley, welcome aboard. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. If you actually saw in the description for this video, we're going to be talking trains, or at least trying to. And I'm going to specifically talk about something that I know that there's quite a few of us that do this with their model railroads, and that is the fact that they've got special locomotives and rolling stock that they don't normally run, that they keep off to the side. And I guess as somebody so elegantly mentioned one night, one night is shelf queens or kings, because of the fact that they're more or less display items. And no, Steve, I'm not going to do coupler conversions on a live stream. I know better. Yeah, you know what, Heath? I have this issue when the stream first starts, and then all of a sudden it'll clean up, and I don't know why it does it. I have no idea. I don't know if it's because I'm using an external mic instead of the mic on the camera or what. Hey, Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt's in the house. So I'm not sure why that is. I know people have pointed that out. Like I said, it'll flatten out eventually. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly why it does that. You know what? There was one thing I did want to do here. Is that camera still running? It is still running. Okay, well, I'm not going to use it tonight anyways. CP368 is in the house. Now, you're never late for our shows. Trust me. The nuttiness usually starts about 15, 20 minutes in. Oh, Grandpa Rails and Pappy is here. Nice. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not sure I wonder what would happen if I switched mics. Well, not mute myself. I want to switch mics. And for whatever reason, I've lost. What the heck happened here? Ah, there we go. Let's see. Let's see if that cleans things up any better. Like I said, for some reason, though, I can't even hear my own audio, and I have no idea why. No clue. So anybody can let me know if that cleaned things up a little bit for the audio. Heath. Yeah, I tell you what, CP, it's been a little too cold to do anything outside here. I had some things that I wanted to get done, and just didn't happen. Yeah, I mean, when the audio has been good, but it's just that for some reason I have a lip sync issue. I guess I'm in a bad Japanese movie or something. Did I see that Sparky made it in? I thought I saw somebody say something about Sparky, but that's okay. I don't see Sparky actually in here, so anywho. So hopefully we're in the world, I am in Maryland, which is, this time of year is supposed to be somewhere around 70 to 80 degrees, and instead it's been 50s. We actually had to turn the heat back on, which is kind of funny considering the fact the week before we actually had the AC replaced. Go figure. Exactly, Anthony. Old Godzilla movie. Yeah. And the fun is already starting. Well, yeah, it just got to be a little too much, Anthony. You're a little bit further south than I am too, so it's probably a little warmer. Hey, there's Sparky. Anyway. So, like I said, I just figure I'm going to go ahead and 70s here in North Carolina. You can send some of that up this way. Sheesh. 100 degrees in Death Valley. Nice. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm sure that everybody's seen. I'm still messing around with my my Kadee coupler conversions, and that's been an interesting project. Let's put it that way. Um, I actually had to order up some parts to be able to finish the conversions because I got some locomotives and rolling stock that the couplers, you just can't make an easy swap. They actually have to be broken down, and as everybody's talked about, and this is one of those neat things about HO scale versus N scale. For years, I know that the N scalers have always had body mounted or truck mounted couplers. Hey, Shay's N scales in the house. And it works for them. I've got some N-gauge stuff. I didn't bring any of that out tonight, but for the long time, it's been that everybody's, or at least the N scalers, have always used the body mounted coupler or the truck mounted couplers. And in HO scale, the higher quality rolling stock has used body mounted couplers. Well, like I said, I've got some rolling stock where the truck mounted couplers, you just can't make a conversion. It's just not, with what I've got, it's not possible. You could probably go ahead and figure out a way to do it, but it's just not gonna, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to be converting those from the truck mounts to the body mounts, and we'll go from there. But like I said, I just ran out of parts to be able to do that. So anyway, let's see, what else have we got going on? Oh, 4 a.m. comes early. You got to go to work tomorrow, huh? There's Sparky. We got the tomorrow off. Yeah. So, Heath, that's a salad. Wait a minute. I must have missed something here. Are we talking Caesar? I've always been trying to figure out something about Caesar salads. Is it Julius or Augustus? Nobody seems to be able to answer that one. But here it is. I'm sitting here watching the chat. I could watch the chat over here and make it a little bit easier on the camera, so I'm not looking away. Last weekend was your long weekend, I see. Yeah, well, this weekend's our long weekend. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So, any rate, moving on. I was wondering if somebody was really going to catch that. Getting banned on Facebook for writing HO scale. Laugh out loud. It's HO they get flagged for. That's interesting. Heath. Anyway. So, as I was alluding to, the shelf rolling stock and locomotives, or whatever it is that you've got, I figured I'd go ahead and I'd go over some of the stuff that I've had that I should have sitting on the shelves. Yeah, I figured as much. But the problem is if I drop the glasses, then I can't see the chat. Let's see if I can fix the glare here a little bit, maybe. No, that made it worse, didn't it? Yeah, we know, Heath. we know we know you, Horde. I'm not sure why I've got this all of a sudden issue with. It must be the screens. Oh well. We'll leave it. I'll just have to fake it. Yeah, Heath doesn't have room to hoard, but you know. Okay, anyway. Hey, Digger Evans. I think I said hi. Anywho, Heath has a long way to be called a hoarder like me. I keep forgetting I could pop some of this stuff up there, but anyway. So this one here would probably be a good one to start off with, considering the fact that how the temperature is outside, but it would be rushing things a little bit. In one of the mail calls, or actually some of the stuff that I've picked up over the last year and a half or so, one of the things that was in that box was this guy. This here is a 50-foot boxcar. Actually, I think it's supposed to be a refrigerator car, considering the fact that they've got these, and it's not showing up on camera very well. There we go. You know, they've got these boxes up underneath. I would imagine that was for cooling. But this was a fairly unique. I thought this was rather unique. They actually have a Christmas car. So that one there is one of the ones that sits up on my shelf. So every once in a while, you know, as I was explaining in the next video that I'm working on, some of this stuff I will run from time to time, but you know, it's not something that I do some of this stuff just doesn't get run all the time. I mean, I do have car cards for them and things of that nature. Yeah, Steve, I kind of figure it's a mechanical reefer of some sort. It's just that it's odd that you would see a 50-footer on there, but you know, it's like I said, it's a unique car. Speaking of 50-footer, this one here would be a box car, and this one here, I'm not sure who the manufacturer was on this, but this was from the Washington Convention, the NMRA convention back in 1982. Now, this is actually the better side. For some reason, the opposite side got a little goofed up, but I'm not sure what's on there, and I haven't tried to clean it off. So, the bottom just fell out. Hey, Caboose 121, good evening. And I think I see why. Nothing like repairing a boxcar while you're on the air, you know? There it goes. Yeah, I think what it is somebody modified this thing a while back. But anyway, so, you know, there you go. You got a, hey, Jerry Satz. So I hope it's not mold. It could be anything else. I hope it ain't that. I actually do have a boxcar that unfortunately was too close to a can of Lysol years ago, and it turned it white. So, stranger things have happened. Okay, Steve, that makes more sense. I didn't realize that the 50-footers would be mechanical and the 40s were all ice. I've got a bunch of 40-footers. I think that's called indoor weathering. Yeah, pretty much. Oh man. So anyway, this next set of cars, I actually picked these up at a car show up in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And if anybody is familiar with Carlisle, Pennsylvania, that's where they have a lot of the classic car shows. And one of the booths up there actually had a pair of boxcars for Eastwood Automobilia. Hey, Nancy, welcome aboard. So this one here, and if you look, I'll try and bring these both up at the same time. There we go. The logo is different on each one of the cars, and the number is different as well. I've never seen another set of cars like that. And these here are probably close to 30 years old, I think, now. I've had these for a while. But like I said, I actually picked them up at a car show and not a train show, which was, to me, was unique. And of course, when I picked them up, the people that I went there with were like, I didn't know you were in the trains. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm in the trains. So, you know, it was just one of those things. Let's see, has anybody else popped in that I missed? So, yeah, well, that's because of the fact, Heath, that they just got converted on the video that I'm working on. So vlog 20, we'll have I'll show these cars again. And they actually had hook horns. They don't anymore. That's because of the fact that I'm almost done with the conversions. So, this next car is even older still. This is one of those. I'd love to be able to find the sister cars to this one. This one here is almost 40 years old now. What percentage of my rolling stocks is converted? I've literally to the point, Steve, where I'm down to, I think it's one or two locomotives, two refrigerator cars, and 3 cabooses, and it's all because I've got to go from truck mounts to body mounts, at least for the locals. I haven't touched any of the what I call the through freights, the ones that go from main yard to main yard, from Richmond to Harrisburg or Harrisburg to Richmond. Those will come at some later date. The biggest reason, and I kind of explained this in 18 and 19, or the vlog 18 and vlog 19, the biggest reason was the cars that go from yard to yard, because I'm not switching them, I don't really need to convert those right now. I was more worried about converting the stuff that has to go from Harrisburg to Beauville to the industrial area, or Harrisburg to the industrial area to Beauville, or Beauville to the industrial area to Richmond. Those needed to be converted first, because I'm going to be doing switching with those. So those were the first ones to get done. Which is mainly the box cars, the refrigerator cars, the gondola cars, and the locomotives that'll be switching those yards. Those are all done. The cabooses will all be done. I do have one caboose that is actually supposed to be for through freight, that I actually converted one side to Kadee and the other side still horn hook, so I can use it on either type. Yeah, I know that, Jerry. Yeah, those passenger cars actually that Rick gave me last year when we were up at the Yankee Dabbler, those are probably pushing closer to 60 years old. Those were the old Athearn brown box or tan box. Those are nice. Those are nice cars for their age. Those I actually did convert. I think the Kadees already, or at least the knockoff. I think they might actually be easy mates, but they work. So anyway, getting back, like I said, I'd love to be able to find the other 2 cars that go with this one here. And this was obviously for the 50th anniversary of Model Railroader magazine. I believe they did a 25-year and a 75-year as well, and I have yet to find them at a decent price. Those are kind of one of those things that when I find them, I will pick them up, but it's not something I have to have. It would just be nice to have. So, but this is another one of those cars that just kind of sits on the shelf and hangs around. I'm going to have to move some stuff around here so I can make myself some room to put the stuff that I've talked about out of the way. Yes, they did. I believe, not that one. That one there. Yeah, I do believe they did them in N scale, and I think they may have actually even done them in O as well, Heath. I have a collection of... Oh, brother. I've got a collection of dog poop in my backyard, too. No, I don't think so, Heath. I really don't. I mean, it's... Daggone it, the chat keeps moving on me here. I don't think it does. To be honest, Heath, I really don't think it's not like you're weathering it, and those cars won't get weathered. I mean, they'll pretty much stay the way that they are. Company also keeps coming out with it. Yeah, I know that they've got some MRNT stuff too, and I wouldn't mind getting one or two pieces of that. But here again, it's not one of those things I have to have. But I've always been fascinated with their logo, the MRNT. I don't think so, Heath. And to be honest, that's going to be another one of those conversions that'll be coming eventually at some point, is converting everything over to metal wheel sets. And here it is. I think that the Kadee conversions were bad. I cannot imagine sitting there trying to swap out wheels on every one of these pieces of rolling stock, especially since I think the last time I looked, I'm up to like 250 pieces of rolling stock or something like that. But I saw, you know what, Randall's got one here. You know, I did see a 70 or a 25th anniversary car years ago, and I've never seen another one. And it was actually on one of the modular layouts that comes to the Great Model Train Show over here in Timonium. I actually caught it on video one time. It's a unlike the Model Railroader 50th, which is gold. It was I think it was red with a blue logo. But anyway, yeah, Steve, metal wheels on metal trucks won't work. I get you. Yeah, I know that they'll work on the plastic trucks, but the metal wheels on metal trucks, I could see being a real problem. that could get to the short of things. Yeah, come on, Ray, it's only 1,000 wheels. Yeah, but you think if it is, Anthony, you have to think. I've got a couple of 8-axle log cars that are sitting back there, so it's more wheels than that. Actually, I think one of those may already be over the metal wheel sets. So it's that one there. I wouldn't have one of those. I wouldn't have to touch, but the other ones I would. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't. I'm not looking forward to that conversion. That'll be a ways down the road yet. Really, Lynn? I have an arrangement with a guy in Maryland that does train shows. I send him my old plastic wheels and horn hooks. He sends me old body shells and such. I sent him 5 pounds of wheels. Yikes. Wow. Ian. Just the sound of 1,000 wheels gives me anxiety. Yeah, pretty much. Really? That's cool, Randall. That's cool. I mean, it was funny because I know that Model Railroader magazine, when they were doing their layout tours, you'd always see one of the 50. You'd always see one of those ones going through. I think they would carry it around with them and they would film it on all the layouts. I can't imagine every one of those guys having one of them, but who knows? Anyway, I think Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt might be familiar with this one because I had 2, and one of them was part of my giveaway not too long ago. Hey, Split Rock. This was for the 35th anniversary of the Mideastern region. Pardon me. From the Mideastern region, 1945, 1981. This here, from what I understand, and of course I know Jason's not here. 1,000 wheels and a quarter of race collection. All right, Heath. Sheesh. Anyway, this one here is a Southern Pacific prototype from what somebody was telling me, of a refrigerator. These are, I think, 50 foot. They are not your typical height car either. They're actually short, as you can see, with a 50-footer behind it, or the 40-footer behind it that actually sticks up above it. So these are almost like a gondola car that they were using for refrigeration. But other than that, I mean, I don't know anything about the car other than what it is. This one here, I think, was already converted to Kadees. I don't think I had to touch this one. The next one I did. They are unique, and I've actually got another one here, Ian. This one here was from the Western Fun in '81. This was the Western Convention in San Mateo, California, and it's the same type of deal. It's another one of these shorts or low refrigerator cars. I'm actually half tempted to put these on the track and see what they look like. I mean, they are really unique cars. I don't know if I would run them a whole lot, but just the fact of having one of these things sitting in the yard would be a conversation piece, I think. Of course, then again, I got a lot of conversation pieces. Let's see, what else have we got going? Measure that length. It's more than 50. I don't think so. Let's go ahead and we'll pull up the other 50-footer. And they're pretty much the same. It might be 52 feet, maybe. No, they're 50 foot. They're not any longer. They're 50s. They're just short, height wise. They are cool. I mean, like I said, because of the fact of what they are. I mean, it would just be neat to have them sitting in the yard. So it would just like I said, it's a conversation piece. I mean, they are different. They're not like everything else. I don't know if they were actually milk cars or not, Joe, and that's one of the other ones I'd like to get a hold of. I know that the New England, Berkshire, and Western, the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, their railroad club, when they were modeling the Rutland, they had some of those milk cars, really unique looking cars. I would love to get a hold of one or two of those. How do you dust your shelf collection? Well, thankfully, where these sit, that doesn't get too bad, but what I'll do is I'll just take them off the shelf, take a Swiffer or something like that to them, or I've actually got a small shop vac and just kind of dust them off and then dust the shelves off, put them back. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okie dokie. You think? I don't think I've got small hands, Heath. I've got meat hooks, dude. Anyway, the switch has been thrown. Yeah, we're definitely getting derailed. Heath, that's actually a really good question. I know, like I said, I know with my stuff, it's like I said. I mean, I'll pull them off the shelves every once in a while, and then just clean them up and put them back. Or if I'm going to run them up, clean them up and put them on the railroad. The really expensive, which I'm going to get to here in a bit, and I think I may have shown them before, but they've actually got them. I've actually got 2 locomotives that are in their own cases, so that they don't get dusty. And there you go, Roy. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I'm going to show those here in a bit. Oh boy. Hey, Jack, welcome aboard. Going with the nuttiness here already. So this here isn't so much unique in what it is. This is an old Santa Fe Gp9. This is an old Athearn unit, and this doesn't get run because of what it is. And there's probably very few people in this room that have actually probably ever seen one of these. Yes, folks, this is what Athearn used to call the hi-fi drive. This is an old rubber band driven Athearn locomotive. The actual shafts off the motor go over the rubber bands that go through the frame down to the wheels, and that's what drives it. And of course, these rubber bands are falling apart again. This doesn't get run. Yeah, it's definitely ancient, Jack. They are definitely, it's definitely an ancient piece, but I've got one better. I've got one better. Hey, Fred. We go from the Athearn, we go over to this guy. And yes, that's another rubber band driven. This is an old Revell from 1956. Same type of deal. Back here, there's a rubber band that goes down through the frame, goes and spins a shaft in between the wheels, and it's 4-wheel drive. But again, this thing here will pull forever in a day. These things, for what they were this one here especially, was incredible. That was one of my dad's locomotives. And what's funny is, and I think I may have talked about it when I got it, the one RDC that I've got. Hey, Midsummer Railway, welcome aboard. Coming in from Australia. Yeah, the one RDC that I picked up at the train show a couple years ago was an Athearn, had the Athearn Hi-Fi drive as well. I went ahead and decommissioned that. The Proto 1000 RDC, I think that's an RDC3, just goes ahead and drags the RDC1, the Athearn RDC1, around the tracks. I wasn't going to, I'd fiddle with it. The motor will go. The rubber bands worked. I've actually still got some. But it was like, I'm not going to mess with this rubber band drive. It's just not worth it. They don't last long. I think I'd actually replaced the rubber bands in that black one. That was probably done in November last year, and they're already shot. So here's another interesting little thing. We're going to go, this says Globe models. I don't know if this is actually a Globe model or not, but what I can tell you is that a friend of my dad actually went ahead and built, well, not the car, but the transformer that sits on top of it. And it was actually made out of the old cereal boxes back in the day. And this goes way back because it's got the old Tyco hook and loop couplers on it. It never did get converted, and I'm not going to touch it. I'm afraid to. Pulling it out of the box every once in a while to do this is about all I'll do with it, because this thing it's probably close to 60 or 70 years old. and it has never run on the layout, any of them. So, but yeah, this is just a neat car. And yes, the rubber bands are a pain. The rubber bands are a pain to replace in those locomotives. That is not fun. Sorry, Jack. I ain't going anywhere. All right. The only thing of it is I went ahead and rearranged my workstation down here for work, and, well, the table isn't close anymore. So I'm going to try and do this as cleanly as possible. Actually, Heath, you bring it up. I actually did. I think on the old 13-foot by 11-foot layout, I do believe that was sitting off to the backside at one point, and then I pulled it back off because it started getting too dusty. And like I said, I can't clean that thing. I'm afraid to get in there and mess with it too much. The actual wires that he had to hold it to the car are starting to come loose. So like I said, I don't want to mess with it any more than I have to. So it stays in the box. Randall, I've heard of Cox locomotives, but I don't know. I don't think I've actually ever seen one. I really don't think I've ever seen one. But yeah, I mean it's. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff out there that I don't have. I mean, I know I've actually got some American Flyer stuff, and people didn't realize that American Flyer made HO scale. But I've got some of that too. You've got a Cox locomotive. Really, Grandpa? I didn't know you had one of those. That's cool. I mean, I've got some Penline stuff, which I didn't bring over. I forgot about them. The only reason why I forgot about it is because I refused to run it. Sorry about that, folks. Steve, that's cool. I mean, I've got the green New Haven cars that were my dad's. My dad, that's a story in itself. My dad somebody had bought him that American Flyer train set, and the locomotive never ran right. So he actually turned around and sold it and actually bought that Santa Fe Revell locomotive and some cars to go with it. So, yeah. Last year, while it's stuck at home, I found the line on a roundhouse kit, all metal, and it screws together. Wow. Yeesh. Gee. I think the oldest Bachmann, or the oldest car is a Bachmann or one of the Kadees I have. Well, like I said, most of the stuff on this railroad dates. It goes way back. I mean, this stuff is not. Most of the stuff that's on my layout is not brand new. It's definitely older stock. But you know what? Before I get into these two, let's go over and talk about. We were just talking about Cox. How about a Marx train? And you can see why this does not get run on the layout. Exposed gears? No, we're not doing that. That's going to cause problems. But this is an old Marks Rock Island. This will run. I just refuse to run it on the track because of all the hidden areas that I've got now. It would take forever to clean everything up. And it's one of the reasons why this guy doesn't get run either. This one here, you can barely see, but back here is where, get my fat fingers out of the way. Over here is where the gear actually is. So this one here doesn't get run either. Hey, Tyler. Lackawanna Rail fan. Something caused problems. I would say it would get broken in 2 seconds. What did I miss there, train fan? Not quite sure what I missed. Oh, agreeing with me. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I mean, especially if you go to train, once the train shows start back up again and we're able to go to them, although I know that there was one and I missed it. And I kind of feel bad because I think Mr. Joe was actually able to get there, and Mr. Joe Rader isn't that far away from me, but I just couldn't swing it that particular weekend. I had a prior engagement with my younger brother trying to get his house straightened out. So, CP60 368 says my stuff doesn't have a date on it, so I don't know how old it is. Well, like I said, I mean, considering the fact the better part of what I've got came from my father, you know, it's I kind of know how old it is. But we were talking about some really special stuff. I'm not getting as old as Ray. He must, what? Actually, Bob, I do have a couple of pieces of rolling stock that were Align LHO, and I just got finished converting them over to Kadees. They were fairly simple. I was surprised. Hey, Melvin Fackler's in the house. I know I've talked about these guys once before, or actually I probably talked about them a few times. These were from Mantua. No, I don't have any Hallmark GG1s, Heath. You know which GG1s I have. And I run the living heck out of both of them. Split rock. Heath, they're saying Ray has more trains than rocks. Oh, jeez. Anyway, William A., welcome aboard. Anyway, back in the 90s, before Mantua Industries went under, they actually had a line of collectibles. And they only made a certain number of locomotives for that collectible series. And this was one of them. And I'm going to take the case off. You've actually seen this one run once or twice. And you can see the reason why I keep it in the case. This one and the other one that I've got are extremely heavy. They're all die cast, with the exception of the tender. The tender is actually plastic, but the locomotive is die cast. This locomotive, if I'm not mistaken, with the case was about $250 back in the 90s. And I don't remember which number it is that I've got of this one, or one that's a little bit closer to home. This here was the President Washington. And it's the same thing. This is a die-cast locomotive. The neat thing with this here, they've even got the detail where they've got the water pickup for reloading the tender on the fly, which I thought was really, really unique. Never seen that on a tender in HO scale until I got this one. But these are great locomotives. I love these two. I mean, they pull very strong because of their weight, but I don't like to run them because of the expense. They're just they're just not. They're, like I said, they're shelf queens. Thank you, Nancy. I happen to like them too. Like I said, they were gifts to myself and years ago, and like I said, they stay in the case. Yeah, well, here again, they're on. Well, let's see. I got them in the '90s. It's the 2000s, so they're 30 years old already. He's Will de Crescent Limited to me. I know Anthony is dying to get up here to do an operating session. I may have to let him run the Crescent. Although I'm afraid that it may disappear with him. Yeah, that's the thing, Train Fan. I mean, the when Mantua went under, and they had a couple other locomotives that I would have loved to have gotten a hold of, but I just couldn't at the time. I just couldn't do it, and you can't find them. And they had one of the ones that I wanted was a Camelback. I think it was a Pennsylvania 040 maybe, or something of that nature. It was a very unique locomotive. They did a wonderful job with it. To be honest, the detailings on, don't know what happened to it, Ray. Santa Fe Bob, the cases were actually extra. But you could order it at the same time, which is exactly what I did. So what is this? Ray, you need a Crescent Limited PS4 phone. Okay. Hey, Opa Dodge is in the house. Oh, yeah, they were definitely worth every penny, Bob. Absolutely. And, I mean, I've got, and of course, you've seen the sets before. I've got 2 Mantua sets that, like I said, I don't run those either. Heath, drop the metal posts. I'm not sure what Randall's joking about, but whatever. It's all good. I know you guys. Hey. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Those locomotives need to be in their own wood with that smooth jazz play in the background. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, the 4.62s. I mean, I've got a 282. I've got a 210-2, but I've always been a fan of the 4.6s. It's just they are probably one of the most common steam locomotives out there, at least in the States. They were all over the place, and it seemed like everybody had a version of it. Obviously, each one of the railroads back in the day had their own uniqueness to the base. But for the most part, I mean, the 4.62s were just all over. But oh boy, Heath, there's a good question. Wow. It would have to be a toss-up really between these 2 steamers. I mean, really, in reality, those 2 are the cream of the crop for me. And the one, I guess the one that I didn't have that I have now, but for that you guys got, which the Sidetrack Sundays crew surprised me with back in January, which was supposed to come in December, was that Blackjack. That's not a shelf queen, though. That's a runner, and it gets run quite a bit. Trust me. And that's true, Jack. And I think that's the reason why there were just so many of them made, and everybody had them, because they were just a good mid-range. You could do anything with them, But Hey, Rick Bailey's in the house. It's the tree. No, we're not just getting started, Rick. We're almost done. It's amazing how fast an hour goes. There are still some things out there that I've always kind of, kept my eyes out for. It's just right now I've got what I want. I've got everything. At least rolling, or there are still some pieces of rolling stock I'd like to have, but locomotive wise, I think I've collected exactly what I want from the locomotive side. And it is what it is. Hey, trust me, Jack. If you've seen some of my operating sessions, I mean, I've got to go back and start doing some maintenance on my stuff again because it's too it's been too long. Oh man, it has definitely been too long. But getting back to what Heath was talking about, I'm actually to the point where there's some rolling stock that I would like to get a hold of. I mentioned the milk car from New England. Those very distinctive milk cars. Those are one of those things that I'd like to have. And there's actually a couple of cars that I had in N scale that I don't have in HO scale that I'd like to get a hold of. There is a really good one, Heath. Boy, you are on fire tonight. What piece from your dad's collection? Gee. Man. Late night model railroading. Welcome in. Heath, there's actually three things. I love that Transformer car, that Revell Santa Fe F3 that I've got, that was my dad's, and his Tyco 040. That old die-cast 040 that sits over here. Because it was part of a set. And I actually have the cars to go with the set. But this guy here, I remember messing with this as a 2-year-old. And this thing still runs. In fact, on the last stream, when the Chessie 460 decided it was going to jump the track, this replaced it and pulled that train around for about 15, 20 minutes. So this thing still pulls really nice as well. And then we'll go with the Docksider. This is an old Varney Docksider, probably from the 50s. So, and this is a neat little runner too. But yeah, those, like I said, some of my dad's stuff, it's there. That stuff is just really, really nice. Somebody said something. Somebody there was some stuff going on in chat and I didn't catch it. Sorry. A shelf queen can be a layout queen too. It's a shelf layout. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. Oh man. Ugh. Split Rock Tyco 040 Docksider kit bash 6 of them into a big wow. I'd like to see that. I'll have to go check that out. Oh man, Steve says he had an AHM Docksider. Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever had one from AHM. I've got some AHM stuff, but they're those Plymouth, the old Plymouth diesels. I think they called them DDTs, which were the diesel replacements for the Docksiders. Heath, I don't think I would. I'm having way too much fun with this monster behind me. And just building another layout just to do that, Probably not. Now, if I actually get what I want down here done, which is where I'm actually sitting, which is this desk, I want to get a bigger desk and actually move my workstation to the desk and open that table back up. If I did that, then what I might do is take some of these locomotives and some of the rolling stock and things of that nature and just run a loop on this table back here every so often. But that's something maybe down the road. I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. Yeah, but that's exactly what I would just convert the table over to just, putting the Bachman Easy Track on there and just let the stuff run for a little bit and pack it up, put it all away. So, but yeah, I mean, it's it's one of those things. It's like what I have to do. Gonna have to call it a night. Don't forget the 150 subscriber contest is going. Entry deadline is June 5th. Way to go, Randall. Definitely have to check that out. Everybody, John, is there a possibility we could put a link up to Randall Ellison's channel, please? I'd appreciate it. Or Heath, or Rick, if Rick's still here, if he didn't leave. Yeah, we'll see if we can't go ahead and get Randall some more subscribers and get some folks into that contest there. Way to go, guy. Way to go. So let's see, what else have we got going on here? I'm trying to keep an eye in the chat. There we go. Thanks, Heath. Appreciate it. Yeah, Randall definitely needs some more subs. There's no question. Now, the only thing we have to do is figure out if they're BLTs, meatball. I'm sorry. That's the wrong kind of sub. Sorry. Oh, man. Let's see. Jack. You know what? Now that I've got all my local rolling stock converted, I'm actually getting ready to start back into another finishing off the operating session. I wanted to wait until I got all the local rolling stock and locomotives converted before I decided to continue with that operation session, which I'm obviously not video or recording this time around, but. Jack, I'd love to be in some of these contests, but I've been so focused on trying to get things straightened out on this railroad. And I've got so much to still do, I know that everybody's talked about this in the past. It's a marathon and not a sprint. That's true. But, when you've got certain milestones, I think, that you want to hit, it's one of those things. Yeah, there's always a critic out there, Heath. There always is. Jack, I did that one night. In fact, John from the Schuylkill River Valley was actually helping me out that night. I actually ran the local from the Harrisburg yard down to the Atlantic Copper and Brass and the RBC Distribution Center, and then into Beauville, and then, went ahead and kind of jumped back into the stream and started, checking out the chat and stuff. Yeah, trust me, I'm trying to take my time as well, but there were certain things that were bugging me that I knew I wanted to get taken care of, and, it was just, I still want to finish the second deck. I haven't finished that up yet. What idiot gave Ray a thumbs down? You know what, Bob? There's always one bad apple in the bunch. Whatever. I don't guess they like me sitting here yapping. Hey, Wimble Train, welcome aboard. Another one from the other side of another pond. So, yeah, I mean, it's. Heard something about a Build Guy reunion. Oh man, here we go again. Rick's trying to get the band back together. Same idiot that gives it the name. Oh man. 11 a.m. in the morning on Monday. How are you that far? Where are you at, Wimble Train? Wow. Yeah, don't forget next week we're over on John Number Two's channel over at Schuylkill River Valley. That'll be next Sunday at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. So, okay. For whatever reason, I thought you were in England. I'm sorry. See, so you and Midsummer probably know each other then, right? Grandpa, don't start. I know the sun's still up. I haven't seen the sun in 2 days. It's rained. Actually, I don't think I've seen the sun since Wednesday. Oh man. Yeah, they're across the bigger pond. Exactly. Oh, okay. So he's going to take the dog out. I gotcha. We should talk. Yeah, trust me, Jack Tack. I'm glad it's here. I'm glad we got some, but man, it's been ridiculous the last couple of days. I mean, it's really strange. Last weekend, and for those that didn't know, I think Rick actually mentioned it last Sunday. My daughter graduated from college, which is the reason why I didn't do Sidetrack Sunday last weekend, because I wasn't sure what kind of shape I was going to be in. It was kind of a good thing I didn't, because we had a lot of stuff. She actually graduated on Thursday. We started prepping up on Friday. The graduation party was Saturday, and then basically taking and finishing up the cleanup was pretty much Sunday. So that's the reason why I was off the radar last week, and I missed the better part of the show, but caught the replay. And oh man, oh. But last Saturday it was 90 degrees here. Yesterday it was 55 and raining. It's like I could have handled the temperature last week without the rain, but that's okay. Hey, Tom. Oh, man, what's going on? How's Debbie doing, buddy? But, yeah, I mean, it's... I don't want to know, Rick. I really don't. I really don't want to know. Between what Nisi was wearing, no. I'm not gonna. It was hilarious. Yeah, congratulations, Opa Dodge. I understand that your family is growing again. That's great. That's good to hear, Tom. Good to hear. We're still praying for her, buddy. I know she's wanting to get out of that rehab center, but it takes time. Tell her not to overdo it and listen. She'll be on the mend. She'll be back home soon. Just keep those saws out of your lap. Nisi and Rick should not be allowed the same stream. Oh, brother. I'm not even going to post that. I'm not going to post that comment, Nisi. I'm not even going to read that as a... Oh, gosh. Oh, man. man, that stream was too funny. Oh, geez, wait a minute, that was the wrong one. I had no idea with all the stuff that went on last year that I would be sitting here a year later and sitting here and having the fun that I'm having because of the folks that are over here in this chat room. This is hilarious. There ain't a one of us in this model railroad community that I don't think is right in the head. I think all of us have a few screws loose. Oh, God. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Steve. But see, that's the thing that makes this so much fun. You know, that is the thing that makes this so much fun, at least from this side, is the fact that we all can get in here, especially with all the stress and everything that we've all been under for the last year, and just be able to kind of let loose and have fun with it. You know, I mean, I think this is great, and I was really kind of hoping that my guest could have made it in here tonight, but like I said, unfortunately, at the last minute, he had a scheduling conflict and had to drop out. And I'm not going to spill the beans because I'm hoping that maybe I can get him in on a future show because he's an absolute blast. I actually met him a few years ago up at Steamtown, and we hung out quite a bit. But it was fun. I know that he's been itching to get in on here too, but right now things for him that it's just like I said, something came up and he just couldn't be here. So we'll try again. We'll see what happens. But I no. Opa Dodge. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, I agree, Grandpa. We definitely do. We definitely do. And I know we've talked about it. We need to set aside a time and we'll go from there. And start talking about getting something together to do that again. That was a blast. I don't know what we could do to up that stream, those streams that we did last year. But we'll see. That was a blast. I'm not going to touch that one, Roy. Oh man. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Anyway, oh lordy. Did I see that oh man, Australia's in lockdown again? Yeah, I tell you what, that's one of the things midsummer. I got an awful lot done on the railroad over the issue of the last year. So, to a point, it was a blessing, I guess, and a curse all at the same time. But yeah, no, not going there. Not going. Oh Lord. Oh. Oh, geez. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Blame Rick Bailey. There we go. We got a new one. Oh man, we've all got to be a little bit nuts to be doing some of the stuff we do, you know? Does anybody remember the old Miller Lite radio commercial that used to come on? I guess it was maybe 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Where they talked about the guy with the railroad in his basement. Somebody will have to go ahead and see if they can find that on YouTube or something and then just listen to it because that was hilarious. Yeah, he's in the basement with a soda jerk, guaranteeing that there will always be two jerks in the basement. Oh. It is on too. Okay. I'm sorry, those were classics. That was one of those. That was just one of those classics. Being a model railroader, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be mad at it or laugh at it. I just laughed at it. Unfortunately, because it's true. Anyway. Crossing flashers. Okay. It's all a bunch of horse poop. Sorry, Anthony. I know I didn't do that justice. Oh, yeah, Split Rock. That's exactly what I was talking about. I think there was something. I think Jack or somebody else was right. I think there was a segment of that where there was the trains are neatly tucked between the furnace and the hot water heater. Ah, shucks. We need to make a train. Well, that would have to come from Tom's Toilets and Things. Exactly, Midsummer. Exactly. Damn straight. What we do when we send it around, we wrap it up in toilet paper. Wait a minute. Maybe we can't do that. Engineer Hall, welcome to the show. Oh boy. And you know nuts grow on trees. Oh, here we go. It's Lil, damn it. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, come on, Jack. See, Jack needs to go back a couple of shows to be able to catch up on some of the things that went on. Hey, John. Oh, boy. If anybody hasn't caught Opa Dodge or Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsiders series with Matt Clark, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Yeah, that Jack, the show that I'm actually referring to was the last one that I did, which was the fourth one for April. It went all sorts of sideways right from the start. The people in here have no idea where these quotes are coming from. I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, that series was hilarious, Anthony. I have yet to, unfortunately, because of everything that was going, I have yet to go through and catch the whole thing. I actually started watching it from the beginning in the loop, so I could actually catch it all. And I haven't gotten. I keep laughing too hard. I have to stop. Oh boy, yeah, no. uh, oh man, I'm interested to see how you're going to follow that one up, though. I'm down a lot. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if any of my. Actually, Anthony, you're you're a you're a moderator. You can put it up. Hey Anthony, if you want, you can put you should be able to put your link in the chat for the for that series, because I think Jack wants to check it out, and anybody else who missed it. If not, I'll see if I can look it up. The only question is, Grandpa, was that the two-stall or the two-stall outhouse, or the single one? There you go, Jack. That's the Matt Clark series. That was, like I said, it's hilarious. You got to watch it. Oh my gosh. Anywho, now that we're completely off, well, we're kind of on topic because we're still talking about trains. Sort of. Sort of. I heard that. Touche. Take it easy, Steve. We'll see you, buddy. That would be awesome. Oh, man. This is a train channel. Well, at some points it is, Tom. You see, you missed it. The first 45 minutes or so was about trains. Then it kind of just went off the rails from there. Oh, no. What did I do with that? Must be in the other room. Darn it. I should have brought that out. Railroad detective. Yep, there you go. It's legit. I really wish I could have been on for last week's stream. Tonight's chat is like herding cats for Yes, it did, Jack. It definitely went. Well, it's that's the reason why it's Sidetrack Sunday, and we don't get back on track until Saturday. So we're off track all week. Oh man, trains, these channel show trains. Like I said, the first about 45, 50 minutes were on trains, and then after that it just went down. Oh my gosh. No. Oh Lord. Jeez. Wait a minute. All right. It's time to pull the holiday show. I'm out. How did I make it stay on? I was talking about trains. I mean, Tom, we were talking about, things like that. That was the first 50 minutes, and then jeez a whiz. Oh, anyway. Oh. So we're at the hour and a half mark. Yeah. Yes, Heath, we're still at it. The first. What is part? Oh. Now, Tom? Have you been talking to JD again? Come on, man. That's in New York. Jeez, a whiz. Oh, why don't I put myself up for this? Oh, I'm not going to touch that one, Open Dodge. Nope. Thanks, John, for being in here, buddy. DES Media Production, welcome in. I hate. I'm not going to touch that one either. Isn't it amazing how something from a past show just continues to carry through? I don't understand how that's possible. I really don't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, really, Jack. You did. Wait. I'll have to talk to Heath and John and Jason and Rick and see if we can figure out some way of linking all the sidetrack Sundays into one playlist on each one of our channels, so you guys could, because some of these STSs were just they start off bad and they just get worse. Or better, depending on how you want to look at it. I think it's a lot of it just letting loose. You know, it's one of those things. 10,000 comedians out of work, and we've got everybody in chat. Like, go ahead and mess with the host's mind, and you know, or you know, people show up on streams dressed as trees, or you know, crossing gates, or leprechauns. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we actually did that, Opa, when we did the bridge build, when Rick, JD, and I did that last year. I think Jack's been watching your videos, Anthony. Some bitch. Ain't no lying, some bitch. Wait a second. Hold on. Ain't no lying, some bitch. I can't see it. Oh my gosh. Five-finger Bill. Oh, goodness gracious. Leave the cowboy hat on that fits the conversation. All right. That would be our very own Anthony Dodge, Jack. He's the one that wrote that series. I don't know if there would be a room big enough to hold a G scale one, Heath. Yeah, but that was a conversation from last week too. Rick. Oh my gosh. We all ain't right. Oh my gosh. You all are you. Oh my gosh. Hi, Joyce. I'm definitely going to have to start calling her Anthony's better half, because I don't know about Anthony. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. JP, I only have the replay. Oh my God, no. What's the matter, Jack? Jack, your side hurting? Oh. So anyway. Maybe we'll just leave it alone. Howdy, partner. The best kind of keep surviving. I still love that at the end when they talk to Smokey. That was great. Oh, geez. Anyway, some people that aren't yeah, some folks that are probably not that don't follow some of the others in here are probably wondering what the heck are they talking about. You gotta go back. You gotta. Yeah, well, you know what? This is typical. The later it gets, the worse it's gonna get. Well, the holiday show last year was basically, I mean, we had the engines doing 360s, you know, and we were doing locomotive drifting. Hey, going back to trains just for a minute, did anybody happen to catch, did anybody happen to catch what Miniature Wonderland has been up to? They apparently posted a video. My daughter had tagged me in it earlier. They set up an O-gauge train through the one area of Miniature Wonderland, and they actually have it playing classical music on wine glasses. It's great. I mean, if you look it up, I'm not sure if I can here. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it. I should have gone ahead and pulled this one up earlier because this was hilarious. It's now in the Guinness Book of World Records for it too. It's great. I'm trying to see if I can find the link here, which I'm sure I can. Hey, Container Man. Yeah, Miniature Wonderland. I tell you what, that's one of the things that once everything cleans up and we're able to move around again, I would love to go see. Because I've never been there, but I would love to just see it. And wouldn't it figure, I don't know when they... Ray needs a picnic basket. Hey, boo boo. No, I'm gonna go get me. No, picnic basket. Hey, Gus. Welcome aboard. I'm trying to see if I can find that video. I hope everything's all right, pirates. Be praying for her there, buddy. Where is that darn... How do you drift an engine? Somebody actually did it in G scale. Believe it or not, somebody actually did locomotive drifting in G scale. I actually saw that video. Hey, cousin Vinny's in the house. Why is it when you sit here and you start talking about something, you can't find what you're looking for? Of course. That would be too easy. You know, it would be way too easy if you could actually find something that you're looking for on YouTube when you need it. Sorry, folks, I'm not paying too much attention to the... here it is. I actually found it. And make sure I stop it before it starts to play. Oh, okay, it won't matter because it's muted anyways. I'm going to post this in... Oh, Anthony found it before I did. Way to go. That's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect. There we go. So you got it in there twice now. But if you haven't had a chance to catch that, it's pretty good. It's definitely different. There's no question. Vinny is relaxing. He got treated to Wiener Schnitzel today. Here it is. We're talking about Miniature Wonderland, and Vinny gets treated to Wiener Schnitzel. Okay. Yeah, it's a long video, but I think it plays like 26 different songs or parts of music. But it's actually pretty good, and that's shorter than my videos that I've been putting out here recently, Heath. Mine have been downright epics here lately. But that's what happens when you're doing what I'm in the midst of doing. So hey, you know, Arby's has that now. What? Okay. I've actually been to Germany and had Wiener Schnitzel over there. That's, yeah. Wiener Schnitzel. And you'd think I'd know that being part German. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So I've been going at it for an hour and 45 minutes. It doesn't seem possible. Talking trains, having a good laugh. It's always good. It's always good. That's what we're here for. Talk some trains and have some fun, and relieve some stress, and we'll go there. Boy, I tell you what, some of these jokes are just like a turntable. They just come back around eventually, don't they? Oh my gosh. Oh, speaking of which, real quick, Manny, I'm going to try and get that that taken care of. Your package. I'll get that to you this week. Been a little busy, but we'll get it taken care of. We'll get that out to you, buddy. I thank you. Whoa, wait a minute, Midsummer. It's the same that's on the shirt. Charleston, South Carolina, USS Clackering FFG 42. It is, as far as I know, it's still sitting up in the Philadelphia Naval Yard. It was decommissioned in 2013. This was the ship that I was on for 3 years, that I was over in the Persian Gulf on. So, yeah. Yep. I'm on 4. Oh, you're on episode 4. Okay. Jack's going back and watching Opa Dodge. Oh, man. So, anyway, thank you, Train Fan. I appreciate that. You can remove all the laughter. It's only been 20 minutes. Well, we did talk about trains for 50 minutes, though, Midsummer, before we got into all the sidetrack stuff here. No, I'm not commenting on that. Oh, yeah, I really got to go back and finish watching the rest of that series there, Opa Dodge. Thank you, Pirates. Appreciate that. It's kind of my thing this weekend. Obviously, for those of us that are stateside, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. It's a 3-day weekend, but I'm trying not to. I don't want to get into everything, but this is the weekend we remember those that didn't make it home. Whether they were in the Coast Guard, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, protecting, the country that we live in. And this is my way of basically just being aware. It was a guided missile fast frigate. If anybody is familiar with the U.S. Navy, and actually the Australian Navy as well, the Australian Navy had 4 of the Oliver Hazard Perry class frigates. But 2 of the most notable frigates from the U.S. Navy were the Stark and the Samuel B. Roberts. The Stark was the one that was hit by the Exocets, and the Samuel B. Roberts was the one that took the mine hit dead amidships. Both of them were brought back home and repaired and sent back out in the service. Actually, I don't know if the Stark ever did return to service, but I know that the Samuel B. Roberts did. But I actually had some friends of mine that were on the Roberts after it had been hit, but they were on the Roberts. There you go, CP. There you go, Opa Dodge. Absolutely. Absolutely. My dad was in the service. My grandfather was in the service. My grandfather was actually in during the end of World War II and the beginning of Korea. And then my dad was in during the Cuban crisis. He was on an oiler out of Norfolk. So, but yeah, this is one of those. The Memorial Day to me is one of those days where I just reflect. And then, when we get later in the year, when we hit Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, it's just another day for me to reflect as well. As we all should, really, in reality, for what it was. And even with everything else, I mean, anytime anybody goes over, so it's one of those things. Yeah, I know what you're saying, CP. I know exactly what you're saying. That's kind of the reason why the chat went a little haywire. But you know what? We need that. We definitely need that. That's why we're here. We're able to do this because of the sacrifices of folks. Bottom line, with some of the stuff that we do these days, we wouldn't be able to do. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Some of us, I'm not going to get into. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. If there's something that you need, though, CP, hey man, don't be afraid to reach out. My email is in my about page on my YouTube channel. Hey, we're here to support each other. That's what we do. I hear you, Lynn. That was one of the. That was still a conventional cruiser. That wasn't one of the nukes. I think the Long Beach was the first nuclear cruiser. Thank you, Roy. It's. Yeah, but of course, by the time I was in Lynn, all the most of the only nuclear ships we had were the carriers and the submarines. Everything else was conventional. The ship that I was on was actually run by a pair of LM 2500 jet turbines, which happens to be the same engines that they used in Lear jets. How old is the Stark? The Stark is no longer in commission. The ship that I was on was built in '83 and decommissioned in 2013. It served for 30 years. Most of the frigates had that same lifespan. With the advent of the Arleigh Burke destroyers, the new DDGs, the U.S. Navy saw no reason to keep the outdated fast frigates, although I understand that there is a new plan that they're going to build what they call the FFGX. That was a good one, Rick. That was good. Oh, man. Oh. So, yeah, the Stark was decommissioned a while back. But what I was getting at is the FFGX project. I think they're actually looking at. I'm not sure if it was plans from either Great Britain or from France, the new frigates that the U.S. Navy is looking to build. But, oh, man, I should have known that. Because one of the things that I'm kind of a Navy buff, obviously a naval history buff, and one of the interesting things that some people haven't caught about Pearl Harbor was that in Pearl Harbor at the time there were 4 ships that were actually 3. There was 2 pairs of ships that were named for cities and states that were in port at the same time. That was the Baltimore, which was a cruiser, and the Maryland, which was a battleship, and then there was also the Phoenix and the Arizona, and the Phoenix I think was a tender of some sort. It's been a while since I've actually it's been a while since I've worked or listened to that, but I'm almost certain it was the Phoenix and the Arizona and the Baltimore and the Maryland. But yeah, the Baltimore, yeah. The Baltimore that was actually in Pearl Harbor was decommissioned at the time, but it was still there. Really? I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay, anyway. So I've been going at this for almost 2 hours, folks. I'm about ready to call it a night. It's been a long day. I'm trying to think of what the name of that movie was. I know which one you're talking about because they were on the I think it was the Missouri Under Siege. There you go. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Yeah, I remember watching Under Siege, the first one. I don't think I've ever watched number 2. My service time was spent 125 feet underground in Arkansas. Missile Tech here, Joe? Thank you, Nisi. Lynn, you could try emailing them. I don't know how else to do it. We could catch up there, Lynn. Like I said, my email's in my about page. Just hit me up there. We'll figure something out. We can figure something out there. Matt Clark 2 electric bug. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not going. Yep, Titan IT. I figured as much. Okay. I got you. I can't imagine pirates. I cannot imagine. It's one of those interesting things. My great-grandparents came over from Europe after the Civil War. They actually came over in the late, I think it was like 1880, 1890 is when they came over. And then, of course, my grandfather was born in 1912. He actually wanted to join World War II, but they told him to go home because the company that he was working for was printing government checks. So they were like, "You're already working for the government." So they sent him home. He was more needed. They said your services are more needed here than they are on the line. So they wouldn't let him go. I think the other part of it too is the fact that he was also an only child. But that's notwithstanding. And then, like I said, my other grandfather, my mom's dad, he was actually in during Korea and the end of World War II. She was actually an Army brat. He was a medic. And then my dad was a radarman on an auxiliary oiler out of Norfolk back in the early 60s. And then I joined in 88 and left in 92 after a 6-month tour in the Persian Gulf, which was more than enough for me. I'm not going to get into that right now. That can come up. Actually, it actually came up on one or two other live streams. I think it actually came up on the Crossed Anchors live stream last year when I did their veterans show in November. But I'm not going to get into that. That was one of the. Let's put it this way. It was one of the reasons why I left. But so, yep. So, anywho, well, like I said, this was another one of those 1 hour shows that turned into 2 hours. Yeah, I know, Anthony. You've talked about that off and on your streams too. How far back you're. See, I can trace some of my history back, but there's a lot of it that's just it's gone. Like I said, I've been able to pick up bits and pieces, but yeah. That's what I was saying. My great grandparents came from Germany as well, Nisi. Yep. Yep. Now the one thing is on my mom's side, here it is, Opa Dodge. He's always talked about the fact that he's distant relation to the Dodge family, obviously. I've actually got, on my mom's side, we're actually related distantly to Sir Isaac Newton, which in the very early years when I was younger, they told us that we weren't. But after doing some research, we found out that we were. It's a distant relationship, but it's still it's a relationship to Sir Isaac, which is kind of odd because I'm not very intelligent at all. But anyway. Boy, it's amazing how far back the YouTube stream is from the. Oh, that's because it's not live anymore. That's why. I was wondering. I'm like, man, I put that message up like 30 minutes ago. What the hey? Wow, CP. That's neat. Yeah, thanks, Rick. Yeah, you could say I was a lemon to the apple tree. Uh-oh. Speaking of, it's Mr. Beethoven. What you doing, buddy? Huh? Did you come down here to get cooled off? Is it too hot upstairs? Okay. Oh, man. So, I think he's trying to tell me it's time to go upstairs and go to bed. That's the older of my two dogs. That's the Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix, and he's 11 years old. We've had him since a puppy. And my 5-year-old Anatolian Shepherd Grand Pyrenees mix, I guess, is still hiding upstairs with my wife, so, you know. Anywho, yeah, I got to go ahead and call it a night, my friends. Really appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, it's only 7 p.m. and still, how can you sleep? It's 10 o'clock here, my friend. I can't help. You're on the left coast. I'm on the right coast. You're on the left coast. So I'm going to end this here, folks. I really appreciate everybody jumping in here tonight. I really appreciate my moderators coming in here and helping out with putting up links. Really appreciate that. And remember, for those of us, yeah, I know you are. She's in Florida. She's from both coasts. You know, for those of us stateside, have a good Memorial Day. Remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice that didn't make it home. You all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe. God bless. We will see you.